the plans as of now for career pathways and putting more focus on the students' future plans?
Well, the career pathways are to be used as guidelines for students in planning what they want to take down the road. And it's a good idea for a student to have a 4-year plan. They may not know specifically what they're going to major in by the time they get to college, but having an idea of, are they headed towards the arts? Are they, looking at maybe the science, math, what area? It's to help them define what they might need if they do know, especially where they're going. Future plans would be maybe developing some more pathways. I think we have 12 at this point in time, so we may be developing some more down the road.
Okay, and what are the difficulties that come with career pathways?
Well, I think probably the biggest one is for the student who doesn't know yet what they want to do. But that's not necessarily a negative. It could be a good thing to not know exactly what you want to do, because especially at the 9th and 10th grade level, there's so many job opportunities out there that students don't even have an idea of everything that's possible. So committing too soon to saying this is exactly what I want. Okay, so some of the pros of using a pathway would be helping to plan the 4 years. If you do know where you're headed, it's important to try and get those classes in early and to make a 4-year plan so that you can take everything related to the area you might be heading into, and not find yourself in your senior year and realizing, whoa, I have too many classes to take that I haven't taken yet that would help me out.
How does this make it harder for you in the school?
I don't think it makes it harder for us. Actually, in some ways it should help us, because it can, if the students use the pathways, then they're doing a lot of the homework themselves by looking at what should I have, and it helps them to be more responsible in terms of creating their courses and looking at what they want, versus having to sit down and rely on us to make those decisions for them. So I think it could be helpful for everybody.
Will students be locked into going to YSU or the college that has the courses for the student?
No, the pathways are just meant to be that, a path that you can travel to get to where you want to be, but they're certainly not requirements. You're not going to have to declare a major or anything like that. It's really just for student use. So if they choose to get some of those credits ahead of time and to get some of those courses done, if they know where they're headed, it's just laying out what that opportunity would be and which college classes that either we offer here or they offer at YSU or Eastern Gateway would work best for them based on what they're going into. But it's certainly nothing that's required of them.
And would you have to declare your major as a freshman, or is this more relevant to juniors and seniors?
We won't have declared majors. That's not the idea of the pathway. It really is just to say, if I think I may be headed this way at this point in time, here's a path that I could take to help me get there. But when or even if you decide on which pathway to follow will be up to the individual. Some people may have always known that they wanted to be a medical doctor, for example, and that way they can follow the pathway and be sure they have what they need. Other people may not, have an idea as to what they want to do until maybe they get to be a junior or senior. Maybe they try our Helping Hands class and love that and decide they want to be a special ed teacher, but they didn't have that experience until their junior year. So it's really very individualized, and it will depend on what each person.
Let's see, question 2. What are the future plans for adding or eliminating classes? Well, that's really now up to Mr. Moldovan, okay, since he's the principal. But we do have some plans for some new programs. As far as eliminating classes, that again will be based on probably student enrollment, student interest, okay, and how things fit into the schedule too. That's another thing that's out there. Is that schedule. Just because we offer a class, it may conflict with some of the other classes, and students aren't available to take that class. That dictates low enrollment, so there's no need for that class. But we are looking, and I'm working on a plan right now as we speak. And if you noticed last week in your building, there were a couple visitors in your building. They were going in classrooms and observing classrooms. They're doing a study on Canfield schools at the high school, and we'll be issuing a report back to the superintendent in my office about their findings. But we're looking at adding a biomedical program, starting with a biomedical program at the high school. And that's going to constitute adding some additional classes, we hope. Okay? We have heard about the plan to complete classes in high school relevant to your major in college. Is this just for juniors and seniors? If not, how would it affect a freshman if they change their major? Well, you've heard these rumors, and they are right. We just mentioned about the biomedical, but we'd like to do an engineering eventually, and law is another big area. We're starting with the biomedical because of the a good number of our graduates go on to some form of medical profession, either nursing, whatever. So that's why we're starting with that. The basic plan is that you, by the time you would graduate from Canfield High School, you would be a sophomore or a junior. You would be entering a junior year in college. Okay, that you would have accumulated enough hours, and they would be the basic hours that you would need. Let's say you wanted to go into nursing. All right? You would graduate from Canfield High School and meet the basic requirements so that you can go right into a college nursing program and be accepted into the program. And hopefully you can get a scholarship then and finish the last 2 years of your college education. It would only take you 2 years as opposed to 4 years. And that would go for engineering or any of the fields. We're working with Youngstown State University, Eastern Gateway, and I'm sure we're going to branch out to some of the other universities, but right now we're just starting with Youngstown and Eastern Gateway. It'll be for any student, not just juniors and seniors. Right now, basically, because of the rules that were established with the college credit plus, it was only open to juniors and seniors, but the law has changed, and actually freshmen and even 8th graders will be involved in this program, can be involved in the program if they meet certain criteria. How would it affect a freshman if they change their major? You would be taking your basic classes, and so that's not going to change. Right. It should have no effect on it whatsoever. You'd still be able to graduate from Canfield, have some credits under your belt that when you went to college. We're going to do that either through the College Credit Plus program or our AP classes. That's why we established, over the years I've been establishing AP classes at the high school, because there was a long-range plan, and this plan started probably 5 or 6 years ago in my mind. So, okay? Is this going to be cost effective for students in the school? Well, it's going to cost the district. Yes, it's free to the students, the College Plus classes, but it costs the district. Everybody thinks this is free. It's really not free. There is a cost factor associated with it. If we don't do it at Canfield, somebody else is going to do it. And what's going to happen, the end result then, students from Canfield are going to end up going someplace else. My idea is Canfield High School is such a great place. I want our kids to stay at Canfield High School and experience the great things that go on at Canfield High School. By offering the classes right at Canfield High School, the kids don't have to leave, they don't have to go down to the university. They can enjoy all of the great things, again, that we do. The Halloween traditions, Spirit Week. There's so many great things at the high school. And I want our kids in Canfield to continue to experience that and continue to have a community